Good evening, everyone. My name is Iorwerth Jones, and it's my privilege to talk to you for a few minutes today about something that occupies my thoughts a great deal of the time. Today is the third Sunday of Advent, the season of preparation and expectancy. At last Sunday's Advent talk, Paul Mansfield spoke so eloquently about Jesus being our foundation, the cornerstone of the church. The church in question being every single person who believes in Jesus and recognizes him as God incarnate, God in human form. And that sounds fantastic and wonderful if you believe in Jesus. Why do so many of us believe? Well, everyone who does will have his or her own story to tell you about why we are convinced that Jesus exists and why the church all over the world is enjoying this season of Advent right now. The Oxford Dictionary, with understatement, describes Advent as the arrival of someone important, an important person. There's never been a more important person. So, at this time of year, for the 4 Sundays before Christmas Day, we think about the events leading up to the birth of Jesus. Earlier, we lit our Advent candle, a visual reminder that Jesus is the light of the world, as we read at the beginning of John's Gospel. We learn about the amazing way that God chose Mary, a humble teenage girl, to carry the baby who was to bring hope to a desperate world. A world longing for change, for better times. As Paul mentioned again last week, the Jews longed for freedom, freedom from oppression under Roman occupation. Earlier, Andy asked the question, what are you longing for? Well, there are several things that I long for. I'm longing for the time when Jesus returns. He promised the world that he would one day return and put right all the things that are wrong in the world, once and for all. But he didn't say when. Instead, he left orders with his followers, his disciples, to go to every nation and tell the whole world about him, about the things he taught, and how important it is that the human race should get its act together, to follow Jesus' example of how to live good and fulfilling lives, full of love and consideration for everyone. His message could not be more clear. Respect your Creator and love one another. Sound advice, I'm sure you'll agree. Now, I do long for his return, but I find myself saying when I pray, Lord, the world is in such a mess. I wish you would come back and sort it all out. But oh Lord, not yet, please. There's still so many people I haven't told about you. I long for friends and family who don't yet accept Jesus for who he is and what he promises to those people who put their trust and faith in him. I ache at the thought of anyone missing out on the joy that I have knowing Jesus as a friend. So, right now, we are focused on Advent. Christmas is getting closer. Children's anticipation is growing. Nativity plays are enacted. The countdown is on. But really, we need to extend Advent into our everyday lives throughout the year. We need to be in a constant state of expectancy. Before we do anything, we might ask ourselves, what would Jesus think of what I'm about to do or say if he were to return right now? Christmas is a time for giving and receiving presents. Our Father God gave us the most precious gift of all when he gave us Jesus. He invites us to accept that gift and to put our faith in him that he will honour his promise of joy and companionship and purpose for now, and the sure and certain hope of an eternity of love and peace and yet more joy. Who wouldn't long for that? So, I wish you all an early happy Christmas. And if you don't yet know Jesus, please talk to somebody who does and see where that takes you. May God bless you.